Hi and welcome to Online Appliance Tech. Today we're going to go over the Whirlpool and KitchenAid refrigerator that's not cooling. So if you have one of these units and they're not cooling, they're making a constant clicking sound in the back, like this, more likely is your solenoid valve that's stuck is not allowing the unit to turn on. So if you do not hear this noise no more, but you used to hear it and your fridge stopped cooling, more than likely this is your problem. So let's put it in diagnostic mode by holding these two buttons down, and we'll go to test 4. So before we move forward in this video, let me explain to you these test modes and how they work. So test mode 1 is for 4 minutes, so it will show 1 on the display. This is the home position, meaning the valve is in the home position. Test mode 2, for 1 minute, the RC and the LC side will be turned off, meaning none of the sides will cool, or the fans will not work. Test mode 3 will turn the compressor on for 1 minute. Up next, test mode 4. For 1 minute, it will keep the compressor on and the valve will send refrigerant to the fresh food section and also turn on the fresh food fan. Test mode 5. For 1 minute, the compressor will stay on and the valve will send the refrigerant to the freezer section and also will activate the fan. At this point, you will have to wait for the test to exit, or you can just unplug it. Now understanding the test mode, now we can move forward to diagnose the issue. Once we put this in the test mode, we know exactly what should be happening and so forth. On this particular job, I was called out before. It was just constantly making a clicking sound here and there, and I had a feeling the solenoid was defective, but it wasn't 100%. But it came back out, the unit completely stopped cooling, and then we obviously checked it again, and it is a defective solenoid, not allowing the valve to move into position to cool the unit down. So just remove this panel by these 1/4 bit screws and just pull it off and put it somewhere on the side. So down here is where the three-way valve is. It's like a solenoid that turns the valve in to one direction to another to send the refrigerant. So I put it in test mode, and we should be in test mode 1, as you can see here. And this is the home position, so at this point the valve should be in the home position. Okay, 4 minutes later we're in test 2, so the valve should close the refrigerant from moving to the freezer or the fresh food section. It should have moved, and as you can see, 2 minutes later we're in test mode 4, which at this point the compressor should be running. Nothing happened, it's completely dead, so I just unplugged it, and I'm going to plug it back in and see exactly what happens. And this is a good thing you could do just to test. As you can see here, it does make the noise, but it's struggling to get into position to turn the unit on. So now we have verified that this is a defective solenoid, and the next part of the video will show you how to replace it. Also, if you do need this part, I will try to find it and leave it in the description below, a link. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's open up this box. So here's a solenoid. It comes with an extra harness if you need it. It's pretty simple. You just kind of click on, but installing it, you do have to make sure you put it on the right way, and I'll explain that to you here soon in the video. So unplug the unit, and right here is the harness that you will have to remove. I tried to move it with my hands, but I had to use a flathead. I don't know if my fingernails wasn't long enough, but you can take a flathead and just press in and just wiggle it out. In the next step, you will need like 1/4 bit adjustable ratchet like this as well. You do have 1/4 bit screw that you will have to remove the solenoid itself. So just remove this guy. It does have like a little clamp that goes into the housing that slides into it. Here I'll put a picture of it to kind of give you a better view because this was a tight angle and hard to get to, so hopefully this video works out for you. Okay, so now I'll remove the screw, just put it somewhere out of the way, safe. Now we'll have to take a flathead and pry this valve or solenoid off the housing that connects to the refrigerator. So it has two little clips that you have to pry it forward like this, and it should loosen it up. One thing you do want to be careful is not to bend the copper lines. So just, be careful, but just wedge it off, and this valve should be, so there's how it's clipped on there, but you have to wedge it off. It's like this. There we go. And as you can see, it was slid into the housing. So to remove this solenoid off the three-way valve itself, you have a little clip here that you have to press out, and then you can pull the solenoid right up. So here's the new solenoid. So like I was stating earlier, it has to kind of go in the same way you took it off. You have a little clip in the front, as you can see, if I can get a good angle right there. There's a little clip that sticks out right there. So this has to line up with the solenoid itself. It has a little in the front there, right there. So it has to be dead in the middle. So you'll just, like I said earlier, be careful with copper. You can move it around, but just don't bend it. So you'll slide this on top and make sure everything's aligned. Then the clip that you pressed out to remove it, you'll have to press it the other way to slide it over the valve itself. So here I'll press down at the bottom, and as I press down the solenoid, I'll pry this, not pry, but press it outwards, and it'll just slide right over the valve. Let me see if I can give you a better angle at this. So there's a little clip that you have to, this is actually not a better angle, my hand's blocking everything. Let me see. So you'll put your finger under and on top as you press down. And just as you have to remove it, you have to press this out to get it off, and then you have to press it out to slide it back on. Hopefully that makes sense. Another thing you can do is take a picture, and then you can just look at the picture. So we'll take a good picture, and then we can look at it and make sure it's perfectly aligned. As you can see, it is there, so that way we know for sure that everything's done right. So we'll put it back in diagnostic mode. We'll go to test 4. So this time we're going to test everything before we install the clip to the valve into the upper of the housing of the refrigerator. So we're in test mode 1. We should be in the home position. It should turn on any moment. So great, we see that everything is working now. So here in the rest or the next part of the video, we'll just kind of fast forward where you'll see it will click through different parts of the test mode, as it should have done in the beginning of the video. Now we'll reinstall this clip that goes to the solenoid and valve. So it you'll just clip it up, or just slide the valve into this clip itself. I had a little bit of trouble with this, but you might want to slide it into the housing of the refrigerator first, and then slide the valve onto the clip, and then put the quarter bit up into the housing of the fridge. So now we'll re-plug it back in. Well, hopefully this video was helpful. If this wasn't your exact problem, just say if your compressor's not starting, just click this video above, and please like and subscribe for more future tips and videos. Have a good day.